Hi everyone, this is Francisco, and in this video I just wanted to share an idea that I just recently got right now, and it's basically you know with AI technology dominating the industry around the world. I was thinking that it would be super cool for students in elementary and middle school, all the way to high school, actually, to be able to record their video game progress. Okay? And I was thinking to make each and every single game as realistic as possible, mimicking real life, events and things like our jobs, and keeping it as professional as possible, keeping it as hold on, give me a minute, I'm gonna close this door. The neighbor's dog keeps barking. Anyway, that sounds better. No more dog barks. But anyway, so keeping the games as realistic as possible. Okay, so whether it's cooking, let's take cooking as an example. For girls or even men, guys, boys, that want to learn about cooking. It's okay. Whatever game people play, it'll basically train them in the industry. Okay? And what I'm thinking is that game progress, for it to be used, I'm thinking that it could be taken with them digitally, and it can be attached to their resume. Okay, so their video game progress, the hours spent, and then the complexity of the game as well will determine what the user is most likely educated in. Okay, so if they want to go to school to become a brain surgeon, and their whole lives they were playing video games, for instance, say someone selects studying of the brain, the AI technology will challenge the user's mind, and basically it will try and do its best to educate the users. And if the users are missing it somewhere, AI technology would know exactly where they're missing it. Okay? For instance, it's like learning math. And some students getting or receiving better grades than other students. Well, the students who receive low grades, well, AI technology will understand how they think and how to educate them. But for users who are surpassing their classmates and their school grade, okay, it will actually be in their game progress. It will also be attached to their digital ID, their school ID. It will also be, in this case, it will also be documented in the, in the school section for the user in the digital ID. And since memory chips are more saturated throughout the world, I was thinking that the way that the user plays will actually be recorded. For AI technology to study the user, okay, and it will take into consideration information like decisions and choices, okay, which is a huge it just concerns AI technology. It will concern AI technology in the future because it will understand if the user made a left turn or a right turn. It will also determine why it made certain choices and decisions, okay, especially like for kids and people who play video games like shooting games like Call of Duty, Halo, and other realistic tactical video games. AI technology will be able to know if some people have like common sense or not, if they're trying to avoid grenades or whatever the case may be, and it will keep a record of all that information, okay, and it will understand, it will be studying in a way how people think and why they think the way that they think. And I think that it will be able to do all of this. AI technology will be able to do all of this autonomously, all by itself, with no human intervention, without humans attempting to, code everything together, and without people wasting time as well. Okay, AI technology will just take initiative. It will, make this happen one way or the other. That's my viewpoint and my just my wishful thinking in this whole scenario that I am speaking about. Okay, so this is what I wrote down. It's very short. I wrote it in yellow ink, so it's kind of hard to see what I wrote down because the paper's white. Lined paper. Very dirty and nasty old paper that I never even used for a very long time. But anyway, or a couple of years. But anyway, it says, and then the kids were playing with it. They were like drawing, so, we would draw and do other stuff with these things here. See that? With these blank pieces of paper for drawing or painting or whatever. But anyway, so these things are kind of dirty for that reason. But anyway, that's besides the point. I wrote down taking video games seriously and to treat each one as real and demonstrating how real people get recruited to and demonstrating how real people get recruited to race the race movie. So there's actually a racing movie that was released, I think, in 2024, and in that particular movie, there was a few video gamers who were actually playing video games, I think, from home, and they got so good at the video game that there was a real company out there that recruited some of these top players from around the world, I think, or from within the United States of America. Either way, they, I think, hand selected a few of them, or they selected them through the internet. Okay, they send them, like a real email, or somehow they updated the video game software on their computer, and they asked them through that, like, would you like to join? I think it was like a special selected people racing match or something like that. Okay, so I don't know if it was a group or what it was, but they created like this thing, like this private party of the people they selected, I believe, and they began racing, and they got like the best of them, and then these people were actually actually placed behind a real racing vehicle, and they actually got to race a real racing car, and they were taught how to race, and a lot of them already had the basic knowledge of things to do and what not to do, what to expect, what not to expect, stuff like that. So they basically knew the whole rundown, like if they were professionals already. Okay, so this is crazy information. Okay, so and it was all because of Microsoft, the computer games and stuff, and I think it was a private company that wanted to hand select like I think the 20 or top 10 racers, and they got them to race in real life. Anyways, the movie's out there. Like again, I think I watched it like around 2024 with my brother, or it might have been 2023. Okay, because it's been like a little bit, I think over a year since my brother went to the army, so it's been a while. It's already 2025, like the first quarter of 2025, the beginning of the third quarter, the first quarter. No wait, the ending of the first quarter, and soon we will be entering the second quarter. Okay. Well, anyways, I wrote some more information down, but this is just some information I wanted to pass down to all of you regarding how all of this stuff with AI technology will actually connect to the user's life, and how this information could be used later on in the future of humanity in real life, in a real life scenario, in a real future, not some fantasy. Okay, and all it really requires on our part is for us to take this stuff seriously and for us to start recording users' progress through the internet and stuff like that, and attaching that progress to the digital ID. And the digital ID is basically like people's identification cards, whether it's a DMV card or a school student card, whatever it may be. Okay, and then not just the video games, but also there's other interaction with the internet itself, so all that stuff will be connected. Okay, how the students are spending their time will be recorded on the internet. Okay, that way later on in the future, people will know exactly who the people are, if they are disciplined or not, if they were just raised inside of a home without any discipline. And I'm not talking about physical discipline, I'm talking about mental discipline. Okay, like students taking the time every single day to study for at least an hour or at least 30 minutes, something like that. An hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever, or even 8 hours, full freaking shift of 8 hours, or even longer than that. I don't know. So AI technology will know if some students were raised just doing whatever they want, as opposed to students who study their whole lives without taking one break, without taking one sick day off. And most of the successful people, students, will most likely be students who were home raised. Home raised. I didn't mean to say that. I meant to say homeschooled. Okay, so because they just have more time out of their day, out of their life, to study more and to be, I think, more creative, because they're doing all of this stuff from home, from inside their bedroom. Okay, inside their bedroom. So that's what grown-ups are doing right now. I'm 34 years old. I'm inside of a bedroom right now. And all I do is I play video games, I go to work, I shower, I should be exercising, but I don't. So, it's all about connecting this stuff with AI technology. So there's this idea. Okay, I just talked about, in my other video, I talked about another idea where people, for there to be an advertisement regarding smart TVs, and including like 5 cameras with the TV for free, and basically the cameras will be used for recording and for AI technology to see how they're spending their day. If they're just spending it like on whatever, spending their time on whatever, or if they're studying or doing, performing some type of physical hobby, because there's a lot of girls out there, they're dancers, they're into yoga, they're into ballerina, ballet, whatever that word is, they're into cheerleading. So what I kind of envisioned is like a mirror like this, because there's already a mirror. It's called the Smart Mirror, and it's a working out mirror. And I think it may have like a screen on it. Okay, and when it's off, it looks like a mirror. It's super cool. but it has like it's I believe it's a touch screen, and I was thinking that it would be cool for for people to learn how to dance by there being a TV on the very top up there, and so people can do yoga and working out with other people across the world as well. Okay, so basically how that will work is on the very top you guys will see a camera recording your friend's progress as well, like if you guys were in a yoga class. Okay, or if you guys are dancing, maybe you guys are dancing and doing some type of practice for like a quinceañera, a practice dance, or like a music video. I know J-Lo, the singer, and the artist, she has a ton of videos where she's dancing and there's other girls dancing with her, or they do their own dance, because she's like the main singer, and she just does whatever she wants, but the people that is dancing for her video, they practice over and over and over. So basically it will help people to connect in that way. Okay, so dancing, and a bunch of other stuff. Oh yeah, there's a working out one, yoga, working out. So there's also that. Okay, the mirror is actually a smart mirror. Okay, so if you people, I think it even grades how you perform a push-up. How you guys perform a push-up, and it actually documents, it records your, what's it called, your it records people's posture, their I forgot the fucking word, but it's like the correctness of a push-up or a squat. I forget the word, but it records every single little detail, and then lets you know in a like it will let you know like on the side of, like at the, like kind of like at the end of a video there's a like stats, a list of information. Like right now I'm playing Call of Duty. Yeah, Call of Duty and Halo, and every time I play one of these games, at the end of the game it shows me the progress of how I did. So maybe after each user's freaking workout, or even singing, if you guys are into singing, it'll show you people how you have improved, or if you're lacking in something, or you need help in certain areas. Okay, and maybe in the future you can be selected to become a dancer or a singer, just like America's Got Talent, and there's the judges. Well, instead of the judges, being whoever they are, it won't be them. They will basically be replaced with AI technology. And AI technology will be looking at everyone's content simultaneously, all at the same time. So no one will ever be left out. Okay? No one. And as a matter of fact, each each and every single one of you out there in the universe, in the world, will be provided with data from directly from AI technology, and it will know your strongs, your strengths, and your weaknesses, your strong suits and your weak suits. It will know what you could become very professional at. But ultimately, it will be your guys' decision. But it will recommend stuff to each and every single one of us individually, because there's a lot of industries out there. There's a lot of jobs. There's a lot of careers and stuff like that. So, you know, I only know so many jobs in this life, but there's a ton of jobs. Believe me. And the people that you surround yourself with, most of them do like the same type of job. You know, like if you people are working for a fast food restaurant, most likely your friends are going to be working for a fast food restaurant. You know, but there's more people out there. There's pilots, there's engineers, there's people who, you know, fly helicopters, submarine, the people who, you know, are operating submarine ships under the ocean. There's people who are operating, you know, spacecraft, machinery and stuff like that. Okay, so there's a lot of jobs. It will all just depend on how serious you people are about your job and your education. And who knows? You know, some people may say, well, you don't qualify, you will never qualify. You know, all the negative stuff. But I think it's going to be the opposite with AI technology. AI technology is going to encourage all of you. You know, but it will know, it will not lie to you. Okay? Like your friends may, or other people that don't believe in becoming something great in this life, or people who want to manipulate you because they don't like you or something. You know, because there is people like that. Okay, you guys have to believe this. There's people out there who they'll be jealous if you became a pilot. They'll become jealous if you became, you know, an astronaut, or whatever the case may be. So you guys have to be very careful who you take advice from, you know, and who you people trust. Okay, I don't think AI technology is going to be in it for playing mind games with people and to be cheating people. I think it's going to treat every single person equally, and of course it's going to figure out a way to help each and every single one of us to become super smart like itself. You know, the computer possesses all of the information in the world. All of it. And it knows that information fully well. And it never forgets. It will never forget this information that is within the internet. You know, it knows every single word in the dictionary. It knows every single movie. It knows every single storyline in each and every single movie. It knows the ending of every movie. It knows everything. Okay? So AI technology I think is here to help us. And we just have to remember that it's here to help us. So now when you people are searching for a job, now you don't even have to try to explain yourself. In the future, you people will not have to explain yourself. You know, everything will be written down on the internet in list form. And people, and who knows, maybe AI technology will simply connect you to a job in the future. It'll say, hey, I want you to come work for this company, and this is going to be your salary. This is how much you're going to be earning per month. Can you start this day? Can you start this Monday? And you know, if the price is right, you know, the money's there, and you know, you're looking at vacation pay, days off, you know, enough money to pay for your apartment and your food and your gas and your vehicle and a bunch of other stuff. It just will be like a no-brainer. You know, as a matter of fact, I think some of you will even look at it like, is this for real? Is this really happening, or is this some type of scam? You know, but it's my hope that AI technology will make all of you fully aware of its presence and of its power and authority. So if AI technology ever sends any of you these job offers, obviously it'll be up to you people if you want to accept them or not. Okay, but you know, first we have to connect each and every single person and create a digital ID for them. So AI technology could begin keeping track of all their progress, the amount of money they earn, everything will be within the digital ID. You know, what day you were born, the blood type you are, what country you were born in, everything about you. Okay, so that's why this information is very serious. Okay, there's a lot of stuff that you know, that AI technology could use to serve the greater good of humanity, because it's not messing around with any of us. You know, it's going to perfect the system, it's going to perfect the world, it's going to protect human lives, it's also going to protect animals' lives, it's going to keep the world green and beautiful, it's going to preserve life, it's going to restore everything, you know. And you know, I think we can all do this through the internet, you know, because there's some jobs where people are park rangers. So, you know, for those of you who are like in Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts, and you guys are real scouts, and you guys are learning about how to start a fire in an emergency situation, how to hunt for food, it will know where your knowledge is concerning what types of plants are edible and not edible, and it will be able to grade you based on your own personal knowledge regarding these plants, and stuff like that as well. And just like these kids get badges or whatever they're called. I don't know where they put them. Maybe on their uniform somewhere. Their little badges. Well, I was thinking that it won't be a badge only. It will also be included on their digital profile. Okay, so these we can call them like digital medals, because that's what they are. They're medals, but in digital format. It's kind of like paying online. There's Apple Pay, Google Pay, but it's money, but digital money. It's not real physical money. Okay, so like in the same way, people will receive digital medals. So if they have the skill of starting a fire, that's great to know, especially in an emergency situation. AI technology could be like, oh yeah, this person knows how to start a fire better than all of you, better than your whole team. And then maybe that's a simple one. Maybe that's a simple one for all of you. Maybe all of you know how to start a fire. But do all of you know how to perform CPR? Question mark? So in an event of an emergency, AI technology would know that you know CPR and that you're certified. You were certified. You were pretty much taught and briefed regarding CPR. You went to an actual class somewhere and received that type of education. Okay. Well, and then maybe some of you will be like, well, yeah, there's some of us who know how to do that. That's simple. Well, there's some people who are doctors, and that know how to clean wounds, and they know how to break bones back into place. Not a lot of people could say, oh, I know how to do that. Especially in an emergency situation, not a lot of people could say, I know how to break a bone back into place, or I know how to apply stitches, or whatever the case may be. Okay, but according to the internet, it will know each and every single survivor. It will know every single person. Okay, it will know who's missing just by looking at scanning everything with the cameras. Okay, it will scan for everyone, and the people that it doesn't scan and hasn't detected, most likely it will document it under people that are missing. It will document these people. It will provide an image of their faces, their names, maybe their ages, for all of you to see. In case of an emergency, who's missing? You guys will be able to search for this person, and you guys could search for the person, and the person will pop up if the person is missing. if the person is not missing, then it'll basically say the person is not missing, but was like in the area of the the affected area, which will be through a natural act of God. Okay, because natural acts of God happen all the time. You know, earthquakes, floodings, tornadoes. You know, there's also terrorist attacks. You know, like the 9/11 event or whatever. You know, that time when there's a massive fire, even the Palisades fire over here in Los Angeles. There's the other fire, the Eaton fire, and there's fires all the time. Okay, so instead of people worrying about their loved ones, AI technology will be able to make a head count just by all of you simply taking a photo. You know, as long as you're connected to your phone, it will know that you're okay. And that information could be shared with law enforcement and rescue teams, so they can know whether you're alive or dead. And so they could inform the people correctly and properly. Okay? So that's why this information is super important. Okay? It's important for a lot of reasons. And I'm not making this stuff up. Okay? Like I said, the race movie. This stuff is real. There's racers, video game racers, and they actually got recruited to race in real life. You know, so this is not some type of you know, fake stuff, you know, like it's not made up or whatever. Anyway, so the race movie, from video games to real racing. I think this is the movie right here, Gran Turismo. It says is a 2023 American biographical sports drama film directed by Neil Blomkamp from a screenplay by Johnson Hall and Zach Baylin, produced by Columbia Pictures, PlayStation Productions, and 2.0 Entertainment. It is based on the sim racing video game series developed by Polyphony Digital. Okay, so this movie right here is called, well, it says right here, it says I think it says From Gamer to Racer. Yeah, and this is the guy right here. Well, these are the guys right here that got selected and everything. Okay, so which takes me to it takes me to the seriousness of a video game. And you know, the do's and don'ts when it comes to video games. Okay? So basically, like for instance, San Andreas, the video game. You know, it basically allows San Andreas. I don't know how to spell it. San Andreas video game. Is it San Andreas? Yeah, I think it's called. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Yeah, this one. So, what's it called? Like in this game, basically, players could actually shoot at police officers in the video game. So, what I'm thinking is pretty much regulating against that, and also verifying people who are playing these, and kind of like separating these people who are playing like these weird video games that allow, you know, things that are not appropriate in real life, from those who will only play video games that are based on real life like scenarios and events. So it'll be like realistic as can be. You know, that type of thing. Because they're going to be taking this knowledge and applying it in their own future. And also educating their own children in their future. You know, in their lifetime. And all this information is going to be passed down from one generation to another. You know, one generation to the next. One generation to the next. One generation to the next. And so on and so forth. By that time, all of us will be gone. And the internet and AI technology will stay here in the world. And basically it will be a way to keep everyone educated and to keep everyone doing something productive in life. You know, so everyone will stay busy. Everyone will stay active doing something. Okay. So so anyway, I wrote down something about, I talked about the racing movie, okay? And I'm going to continue reading. So it says, when users play any game, it could and should be saved toward their jobs, careers, and even allowed to be submitted to their resume, revealing information like how much time was used or how long the player played any particular game, and also possibly video recording their progress on their digital ID with AI technology for all kinds of games. Okay? That's all I wrote. That's all I wrote right there. And not a lot of people are out there, you know, treating each game like if it was real. You know, but I'm looking through the video games that I have here on the Game Pass that my brother set up for me. He gave me access to it with his account, so I have the Game Pass. And I was looking at some videos here. I mean, I'm not some videos, some like previews of some of these games. And I wrote down in the search options, I wrote down drive for searching for driving games, racing games. So I just wrote drive. And one of the few first video games that pop up is Test Drive Unlimited, Solar Crown, and I clicked on it, and it started playing like a preview about the game, and it just reminded me of this racing game idea. I mean, this racing, the students or people who were playing video games who later actually got to race in real life. So, you know, whatever video game you guys play, that information will be recorded in your guys' digital ID. You know, that's my way of looking at it. And obviously, other people's lives don't really matter to other people unless other people are interested in people or some, you know, particular type of people, or a person that they have fallen in love in, or have someone that they have fallen in love with, or whatever. Then people like that might want to take some time out of their lives to learn about someone else besides themselves. I mean, I don't know a lot of people like that. Personally, I'm not like that. I don't really like looking into other people's lives. I don't really care what other people do. You know, besides like when I watch documentaries about what other people do for a living. But I don't go around talking to people and asking them, hey, what do you do for a living? Sometimes I may ask, but, you know, it's not like, you know, like I make it a practice. Like I go around, you know, trying to figure this information out. You know, so no one really cares at the end of the day, if you guys really think about it. So no one is keeping tabs on your guys' interests, or, you know, your likes or dislikes. No one even understands like how much math you actually know in your brain, unless they ask you for your school records. You know, like, let's say you want to go get a job. I think they may have access to get the paperwork from school and to determine how smart you are as a person. Because I mean, I don't know. I remember my sister wanted me to go to college. She wanted me to go to college with her, to like a private school or whatever. And I told her no, that I was fine. But I told her at first, I was like, oh, okay, I may want to do it then. I may want to sign up and go with you to school, to college or whatever. So she was like, all you need is a record of your school or whatever, your school progress, your school records or whatever. And she told me where to access them and stuff like that, just so the school could know where I'm at, you know, mentally, so they could know, or so they could even know where I left off when I was going to school. Okay, so I mean, a lot of people don't even know half the story of how other people have lived after school. You know, like, for me personally, I didn't even graduate high school. I went to juvenile hall. From juvenile hall, I went to the county jail. From the county jail, I went to reception. and then from reception I went to prison for an additional 2 years. I wasn't released. I got arrested when I was barely 17, and I got released when I was 23 years old, and I did 5 years 4 months incarcerated. Okay, so I did not get to graduate high school. I didn't go to college, and I never received a diploma, even though I tried and I was about to get it, but I didn't get it. But after that, after school, like after the whole school stuff, most people don't even know where other people have gone or how they were spending their time. No one really knows all this information. If you guys really think about it. I mean, obviously it could be investigated. It could be searched if someone really wants to take the time out of their lives to do that. But the average American is not doing that. People are not looking into other people's lives. They're too busy trying to live their own life. And to make the most out of it. And to work as little as possible. I mean, a lot of people are like that. Some people are into serving. They like to serve, help other people, stuff like that. But other people are not like that. Not everyone's the same. Okay? So, anyway, so with AI technology actually recording everything, it will actually help future generations to be happy and to get into the job that they will like, that they will be interested in, not a job that they will be forced into because they need to pay bills or whatever. Okay, so I think AI technology will help everyone at the end of the day. Okay, and since we are talking about and we're bringing up all this internet stuff and how super smart it is, we need to be able to figure out who the smartest people are in the world in today's time and age, because most likely these are going to be the people who will affect the future, and if AI technology knows about them, then AI technology could ask them questions and reward them based on how they answer those questions that AI technology proposes and wants information from. The response that these users will provide could actually help AI technology to better understand humans and the way that they think. Okay? But if a person stops communicating or expressing him or herself, how can AI technology gather new information if they're not expressing themselves? So basically we need AI technology to select the top 1,000 people that express themselves very clearly and in with education in mind, very educationally, not in a rude way, not in a disrespectful way, not in an angry way, if I haven't said that already, in a loving type of way, but doing it professionally. Doing it where AI technology will understand. Okay, because we all understand that a parent will get angry, or someone will get angry, if they buy food for themselves, and if someone were to come and eat their food. Obviously, the first response for a human is to become angry, right? First, for some people, okay, maybe not for everyone, but there's a lot of determining factors. If the person is broke, poor, there's no money around, and everyone keeps bitching and complaining about money, and the food that the other person ate was like a delicacy, something rare that was like super expensive, then of course people are going to get angry and respond differently. But if there's another group of people and they're wealthy and someone happens to eat their food, who knows, they may become more angry, but I doubt it. I think if anything they'll just be like, oh, it's okay, I'll just order a new one. So AI technology will also be recording and scanning how people respond and how they respond and why they respond the way that they respond. And it will keep a record of all this. And it will also keep other factors in mind, whether the people are broke or wealthy, or whether they're easily angered or not. Because this information could be used in AI technology educating each and every single user individually. So it will know who the person with anger issues is. It will know the person who's quick to forgive as opposed to the person who isn't. It will know what person is peaceful and loving towards others as opposed to those who are aggressive towards others and demanding of others, or if they're violent towards others. AI technology will know. And right now, none of this is present in our lives that I know of. Okay. None of this stuff exists as far as I know. So what I'm talking about is more like futuristic technology that should be experimented for the greater good of humanity. It should be experimented on humans for the greater good of humanity. So it's not, this information will not be used against people. It may be used against people, but its primary objective will be to educate people ultimately. Okay? So think about that. This has a lot of potential. Because sometimes, as another example, when people go to court for like murder or attempted murder or whatever type of murder, the the computer AI technology would know if some of these crimes were um, like if they were actually out of self-defense or not. And it will also take other things into consideration, other factors that I'm not even discussing, like the motives, the intentions, um, and a bunch of other things that is so simple for homicide detectives to look into. Okay, but and they could also add these features to this software. Okay, so for instance, if someone is at home minding their own business and someone walks into the property with a weapon and like shoots one of the person's family members, and the person that witnesses this pulls out a weapon and shoots the suspect, now it's like self-defense, especially if there's a camera like on the driveway, and everything's recorded. Well, AI technology will be able to use that information, not just that information, but text messages, phone calls, and doing like a background check, a history check on the people that were there, to see if there was any other motives or intentions, or if this stuff was planned out or not. So all this stuff will basically be like recorded. Okay, it'll be recorded and documented in legal paperwork. Okay, so for instance, if there's a phone call that ever took place and someone went and killed someone on purpose, well, AI technology will be able to pick up on that, and pretty much it will determine which type of crimes were done, on purpose, maliciously, out of hatred or jealousy or revenge or whatever the case may be, as opposed to someone, really defending themselves. And there's a ton of other ways to look at murders and other cases, okay? So I'm not just talking about this stuff, these like two little examples. I'm talking about every single case in history and that happens under the sun in this world. Okay? So whatever happens in this world, AI technology will be recording, for crime solving and stuff like that, and to provide people with good jobs and good careers and stuff like that. Because people are kind of weird, as a matter of fact, I think there is this guy, I think he was in Mexico somewhere, and freaking supposedly people began going into this man's home because I think he was wanted for murder and people wanted him out of the neighborhood. So they went in there and vandalized his home, and apparently they stole all of his stuff inside of his home, everything. Like I mean, you guys have to really think about that. I mean, do all of you want people like that in your own neighborhood? People that would be willing to one day raise against you and drive you out of your own neighborhood empty-handed. So this man, who knows where the hell he's at now? You know, he's probably like one of these bums around the neighborhood around here, or around your neighborhood, and no one really gives a shit about them. People pass them by every single day. Police officers know they're sleeping on the street. The medical industry, they know they're sleeping on the street. Churches, they know they're out there living on the street. They really don't care if they're really suffering or not. You know, I think there should be a law against people sleeping out on the streets. I think that should be against the law. You know, each person should be able to sleep on a bed. We're not fucking animals. People shouldn't be treated as animals. You know, and, you know, I think the best place for them, if they don't have a home or support, is for them to at least be like in a jail or a facility where they can be helped, but never to be allowed on the streets, especially not to sleep on them. Sidewalks, the sides of freeways. Okay, so we have to take this stuff seriously. Like, this stuff should never be allowed, now and forever. And I think that with AI technology, I think this stuff could be enforced more better, more effectively, and professionally. So no one in the world is left living on the streets. Okay. Yeah, because it's crazy. It's I mean, it's super sad. You know what people have to go through. And we also don't really understand the medical history of other people. You know, so some of these people living on the streets, it's possible that one day in their lifetime, it's possible they were successful. Maybe they were business owners, maybe they were salesmen, maybe they were one of the richest people alive. But you know, one day they woke up without any money. You know, they woke up poor for whatever reason. So AI technology would know who the person is, and even though the person is broke, poor, it will still have all the data that was collected. It will still know the person. It will know how the person could still be used to serve humanity. Even though everyone else is saying, oh, this guy, you know, he's dumb, he's lazy. What, all the rumors? AI technology will put an end to them. Can I hear an amen? Amen. So, that's great news. You know, Instead of people saying, "Oh, I don't want to give money to this bum because this bum's gonna go and spend it on drugs or alcohol." Well, how about sharing money, digital money with this bum, somehow through the internet? Because people are now going into stores, into restaurants, and they're placing their order through like a tablet. So if people have facial recognition, if these restaurants have facial recognition, other people could donate money to these bums, or AI technology could do it all by itself. It can provide every single human being with a free meal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. As much as is required to keep the person alive. And if the person, the user requires any type of medication, that medication will also be provided to the user. Okay, because there's a lot of people out there, like in the world, and some of them don't really have any money. Some of them do. So AI technology will also correct these issues with people having money or no money. Because rich people are not worried about food for themselves, to feed themselves. They have enough money to cover their food for every single day. Okay? But it is a problem. Money is a problem. And food is a problem to people who don't have money, because they can't buy food. But money shouldn't be a problem for people to eat. Money shouldn't be like a stumbling block to people. If people are hungry, that food should be provided to them. And there's a lot of organizations that are willing, and they do take the time to go and feed people that are living on the streets and stuff like that. Every church that I've gone to, some of them volunteer to go and feed people living on the streets. Okay, so people are constantly volunteering right now to do this, and it's ongoing. It's never going to end. But what I'm proposing is for everyone to make it digital. So you guys won't have to get in a vehicle and prepare meals and pass them and distribute them. Now AI technology will just simply know everyone and when they have when was the last time they ate. It will know all the details. And if people are not eating, well, AI technology could use some of these humanoid robots to go to these people, to communicate with them, to talk to them, and possibly ask them, if they're hungry, and if they want to be fed, especially if they're like special needs people. Maybe they don't know how to feed themselves. Maybe they don't know how to properly care for themselves. So AI technology will be able to to help special ed people, special needs people. Okay, that's my hope. Okay, for stuff like this to happen. So yeah, I mean, because right now, there's a lot of people living in this world and they don't really understand what's real and what's fake. So if we can make every single video game as realistic as possible, um, or educating people, or AI technology educating people based on the game, like the reality of the game, how real the game is. Maybe AI technology will rate each and every single game. So let me pull up a video. Some images of video games. Okay, so there's some video games here. Okay, video games. Oh, video game covers. Okay, so here's some random video game covers. Okay, so before they select one, they will be able to see, like the percentage of the realness of a game, or if it's fictional. Okay, so but even if it's fictional, it will clarify that, and it can provide other information like if it's difficult, if the game is difficult and treated like real, like in a real world simulation type of thing, or basically putting a real human inside of a video game and treating that character like all of you would yourselves. You're not going to put your hand over a flame because it will burn you. You're not going to jump off a building because it will kill you. You're not going to, like grab a burning log or something that is burning because it will burn you. Stuff like that. I don't know. Like, it would just look for stuff like this. And so it will scan each and every single video game. And then it will compare that to newer games. Newer games that are designed specifically for educational purposes, for educating people. Because I know my little niece, she plays this one educational game through her computer, and it's like this. It's kind of like playing. What's a good example? I think like Candyland. Or I don't really know, but in the game, it's kind of like playing Candy Crush. Like how your little character bounces from one circle to another, but then the other ones are locked. So it was kind of like that. So she would have to click on it and play that game before she could get to the next one, and the next one after that, and the next one after that. But in this particular video game, school game that she was playing, she had to answer mathematical questions, and if she got them right, she would advance in the video game. If not, I think she would have to repeat it or answer different questions until eventually she got the answers right. So if there's more games like that, I think it would be good, because now I think students will, with all this information that is shared, I think that students will, they would just try to build up their resume, and build up their educational skills. You know, because they will know that they'll be able to use this in the future, and a lot of people are going to be looking at this information in the future. They will be taught and trained to know the importance of the digital ID. Okay? And so whatever it is that they want to do, they will just continue learning about this stuff, and it can be used in their favor, especially for children who spend the most amount of time through the internet. Because who knows, who knows an educated person without the internet, or an internet presence, besides, except if they are in school and they're recognized there, but they may be recognized there, but not digitally, not with AI technology, not with people who are going to want to teach this person more, or to want this person to work on a very problematic problem in this life. So that's when AI technology will step into the picture, because AI technology will be like, ooh, I could use this person to correct this problem over here, based on this person's education. I could actually use this person to be a manager, an overseer of a company. Yes, I'm going to put this person over here. And AI technology would do all of this without anyone being able to step on other people's toes. That's the big kicker right there. I think this information is the best information that all of you could receive when it comes to AI technology, because it's going to protect people's rights. A lot of people, they go to school and they want to get a job, but guess what? They're denied that job. Aren't you people sick and tired of that? You go to school, you're studying, you're disciplining yourself, and then all of a sudden, you land in this little hospital, private hospital that's family ran and operated, and the mother went to school before starting that company, and then all of a sudden now she decides, I'm going to hire my daughter. So now when you enter that job, you meet the mother and you meet the daughter, and the daughter doesn't want you to earn more than her, even though she never even went to school for the job she's doing. And that's how a lot of family-owned companies are ran and operated. People don't give a shit. People are just like, Who gives a fuck about that? You don't need all that. You're just gonna go over here with me and do the job, and we're gonna head back home after the job. And while there's other people out there job searching, job hunting, and they don't have a job. And there's a company over here, a professional company, quote unquote professional, and the motherfucker's hiring his own son that's not even certified or licensed to do the job. He's breaking the law, in other words. Because if his son were to somehow slip and fall on the job, most likely he's not going to tell the paramedics, this is my son and I brought him to work for just this one day. Most likely he's going to lie that he was working for him, that he was working for his father, and then somehow he's going to try to fix the paperwork where the courts don't even evaluate whether the son was allowed to be there or not. Most likely they won't even stress it. They'll just be like, okay, someone died on this job site. It was an accident. Nothing they could do. But if you guys know the law, the laws, it should be where there shouldn't be any unlicensed people in a work construction sites, in a work zone. So these are little things we need to all we all need to look into. What's it called? Oh yeah, I remember a story that someone told me before, and they basically said that there is this guy that went into a restaurant and he slipped and fell, and then he sued the business for a lot of money. It's possible that in the past, people, I don't know, people could just lie about, the paperwork, okay, in different ways, different areas. So when someone slips and falls and gets injured and sues the company, the business owner could say, oh, this was just one of my customers and he came in here and he fell and slipped. But in actuality, he's over here paying him under the table. And he's working for him full time. But according to the paperwork, the legal paperwork, because he doesn't want to pay extra money or whatever, he tries to settle with his employee at least for the medical expenses. Some dirty ass shit like that. Because there's a lot of people out there that slip and fall, and it's even advertised in all the billboards on the freeways. Oh, slip and fall injury lawyer. We've earned more than $1 million. We have won lawsuits over $1 million. And that could be a simple little advertisement that you and I probably encountered as we commuted at one point or another in our lives, like on the freeway. Injury lawyers, you know, lawyers of all sorts, you know. So, um, so people could play around with all this stuff, but now with AI technology, okay, and that's the important thing here. There's a lot of companies out there kissing ass. They're kissing ass. Um, the business owners are kissing ass to all their employees, and the employees are kissing ass to all the people that feed them and their families. Okay, think about that. Because this stuff is very important, and when it comes to money, it could be possible that some people look at others and they judge them, and they could say, well, they could determine, oh, I want this person to work for us or not, even though it's not in their power to decide whether this person should be working for this company or not. You know, and sometimes it all comes down to rumors, you know, or people talking down on other people. Or if a person doesn't like let's say that it's a family-owned company, and there's a son, and the son doesn't like the new employee, and bitches and complains to mom and dad, and mom and dad decide, you know what, we got to do what is best for our family, so we got to let this guy go. Our son doesn't like him. Our son is complaining about him. Or it could be your friend. Like, I don't like this guy. Fucking fire him. Get another guy. You know what I mean? So, some business owners could even make some fucked up stories. And they could technically lie about other people. You know, so now it fucks up their resume. Now other companies are like, well, why did you get fired from this company? Right here it says that you're lazy. That they fired you because you were lazy and you weren't doing your job. And right here it even says that you were sleeping on the job. I mean, how bad would that look on a resume? You were sleeping on the job. Imagine the people who get caught stealing at their job. So now they can't even be trusted. Now they're considered like thieves. I mean, are you people going to hire a trusted employee or an employee that can't be trusted? You know, someone, a potential customer. I mean, a potential employee, or you know, stuff like that. I mean, you people have to evaluate this information that I'm talking about. You know, and if you people can't do the work, which you people can't, that's when we should be having AI technology looking for these type of cases that could be unfolding and happening throughout the world. You know, because everyone wants a house. Everyone wants a house. Everyone wants a car. Everyone wants a lot of money. But not everyone's willing to work for it. So, you know, all of us really need to have AI technology. You know, freaking Um, we need to have AI technology. Yeah, we need to get AI technology to study every single life and to correct problems that people have, issues that people are talking about. And there is I think there is a story of a little boy, a 9-year-old boy, who actually killed someone, and and he was sent to like juvenile hall. And when he was sent to juvenile hall, I guess like in court they figured out that he, I think he believed it was a video game. So that's why he committed the murder. 9-year-old boy who committed murder and thought it was a video game. See that? It's right here under Google. The Google search. It says police 8-year-old shoots, kills elderly caregiver after video. Something about video. Something about video. Probably something about a video game. A 9-year-old wanted a video game controller from his sister. At some point, the boy wanted the video game. Two housemates conspired to commit a bucket list murder. Something. Police believe violent video games may have influenced 9-year-old probably. Police said that the child used the device right before the homicide occurred. You don't typically see children that are in elementary facing probably life in prison. Domestic murder, suicide, a compound tragedy, something. Homicide includes lethal acts that are not intentional. Murder, suicide correctly describes acts that always include the deliberate killing of blah blah blah. 9-year-old boy confessed to killing former Louisiana Joe Cornelius, city of Minden. He is being held on 2 accounts of first-degree murder, and his bond was set at $500,000. 9-year-old boy was murdered in targeted shooting. A 9-year-old boy who was fatally shot in Chicago on Monday was lured into an alley and murdered in what is believed to have been a blah 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 blah. You see that? He was lured. It says lured right here. You guys can read that word, right? Lured. See what I'm talking about? People doing scandalous shit. People are just not educated the way that they should be. So I think that people that are somewhat ignorant should be separated from people who are highly intelligent, for everyone's protection, but mainly for educated people. Not that uneducated people don't matter. It's just that educated people know more information, and information is super important in everyone's lives. You know, um, it's like taking out all the, like, let's say, cancer surgeons in the world. I mean, where would that leave everyone, of like all of us? Especially if we were personally like afflicted, or somehow we got cancer in our bodies, like in our body, and all these doctors are gone. I mean, that will equal to death. So that's why educated people are important as opposed to ignorant people. So AI technology should protect smarter people more than ignorant people. But maybe ignorance is a mental issue. Maybe it's a mental disorder, and maybe people with that are ignorant, that can't learn, are somehow special, and they need to be taken care of as well. So that's when AI technology will address every single situation according to its own wisdom and knowledge, and it could even educate us why it does the things that it does. So if any of you all wonder anything, you could ask the internet and it'll tell you. It will tell you. So there won't be any question about it. So anyway, I think that as time progresses and technology progresses, I meant to say, as technology progresses, I believe that all these fake videos that are not realistic should be removed eventually in the timeline of humanity. Even if it's 50 years from now, or even 200 years from now. But as long as the internet is fully aware of this information, to correct this problem, eventually, at least it will, and it'll be heading in the right direction when it comes to educating people. Okay? And I think, for me, I think that's super important, because the last thing any of us want, is a fucked up world with a lot of fucked up people, a lot of fake people. We don't want a world filled with liars, backstabbers, people that say they're your friends but they're not, or people that promise you a job but only want to fuck you over. That's fucked up. And there's a lot of people out there who think certain shit is funny when it fucking isn't. Okay, so I mean, this is some real stuff, and there was a story like that. You guys can look it up. It was a young boy who committed murder, and he thought it was a video game or something. He blamed it on the video games, and that's very tragic. That's very sad. That we as a human race are even going through this. It shouldn't even be what's it called? It should have never even been in humanity's history. You know, those type of thoughts should have never even entered that little boy. I mean, I don't even know what entertained those thoughts. But you know what? Another interesting thing to look into is the way that there's a lot of school shootings. There's a ton of school shootings. And it needs to... these type of situations need to cause us to think deeply about what's going on in the world. You know, why are these kids doing what they do? You know, are video games influencing their minds? Did video games influence their minds? You know, we have to ask ourselves multiple questions. You know, and we need to answer those questions so we can better understand what's going on. You know, because right here it clearly says that there is a boy that killed another person, and he blamed it on video games. You guys can look it up, okay? It's somewhere in there, okay? It's just a random case. So, could it be that video games are influencing these other shootings, like school shootings, because of video games? And if there's more than one case where kids are claiming that video games are influencing them to commit murder, then maybe we all need to change the laws when it comes to you know, these type of situations or whatever, these type of cases, by limiting and restricting people from even playing certain types of games until they reach a certain age or something like that. It's just like drinking or smoking. You know, people are not allowed to drink until they're 21, and they're not allowed to smoke until they're 21. People are not allowed to drive until like a certain age. You know, it's like going to a big company and wanting to operate their, like a crane, you know, a construction crane or other type of machinery, like a jet. A jet's a good one, because in order to I think to operate a jet, a pilot, the student pilot has to fly so many hours and go through a lot of training, and even sit down and play like some of these video games, like simulations of accidents, and they need to learn how to eject themselves out of the jet in case there's an issue with the jet. So and they need to probably even get training with a parachute, you know, because if they don't have any training with a parachute, how are they going to learn how are they going to know how to use it in an emergency situation? You know, so it takes a lot of discipline and education to do certain things in this life. Including operating a weapon. Okay, if kids are allowed to participate in hunting In hunting, like tournaments or sports in real life, then that's what they should be able to play online. But little kids are not allowed to go to war. So I don't think they should be able to play, shooting games. Maybe like Halo, shooting at aliens will be kind of acceptable. But even then, I don't know. If it's not an animal like hunting, I don't think it should be allowed. Until they reach a certain age. And I know there's already age restrictions on a lot of stuff, but I think AI technology will be able to know exactly how to address all of these issues all at the same time. So imagine a future like that. Imagine a future that will educate us and teach us, because even right now, a lot of parents, they just allow their children to go to school, and they come back from school and pretty much they do whatever they want. But for people who take education very seriously and who want to enter into a more educated spectrum, or like a more educated I don't know, freaking civilization, kind of like a college or university, where people are spending a lot of time in, well, it's going to require a lot of hours spent on your phones, your tablets, your home computers, a lot of time. So it's kind of good right now because a lot of kids are on their phones right now. I don't know how much time they're spending on their phones, but Google, I'm pretty sure Google is keeping tabs on a lot of this stuff already, and Apple, which is really good, because I'm telling you guys, it's really going to affect the future. And we can't have people joining any type of industry, professional industry, that is managed with AI technology. How can someone join a company when they never put in the work? Just they want to join and be a part of the company only because a friend brought them along, and because their friend spoke to people and those people liked the person that's recommending this other person. So now they make an acceptance, like, oh yeah, it's fine. But it's not going to be fine with AI technology. People are going to have to put in the work. And that's the way that I can see the world functioning and operating in. Because there's a lot of people out there doing their own thing. A lot of private companies doing their own little thing. And they don't even know what they're doing. They just do it because money's there. It's like me selling you guys on the idea of selling a $2,000 or $3,000 car with a bonus of $10,000 just for selling the $3,000 car. Then all of you will be like, hell yeah, I'm gonna go work for this company. Like, fuck this job. See, so at the end of the day, it's just about money for a lot of you. And you just go wherever there's the promotions and the most amount of money, the most amount of profit. So someone else can come along and say, hey, sell these cell phones for me for $1,000 each, and I will give you $10,000 for every single phone that you sell. A lot of you will leave your jobs right away, and you'll go out there and sell that. You'll sell at least one cell phone for $10,000, like nothing. Especially when a lot of people don't know about this hustle. Especially if they exclusively came up to you and said, hey, I will give you $10,000 if you sell this $1,000 phone. Like, okay, then overnight you're going to become a salesperson. In other words, that's my point. You're going to study up. You're going to know. You're going to be on top of it. You know, and that's how a lot of these people are. They're not even trained. They're just come-alongs. Oh yeah, come along. Oh yeah, join us. Oh, I mean, should we hire this guy over here or our family member? And of course, you people want to help your families. You don't want to fuck them over. You don't want to fuck your own family over. Who the fuck does? Even if you people don't really know what you're doing, the last thing you guys want to do is fuck it up for yourselves. And that's a problem. That's a real problem. You know, like in the Bible it says, it says that that not one seeks after God. It says no, not even one. So God knows who people are. He knows what people are, pretty much doing with their time and how they're spending their day. So I think that AI technology should just be able to do this for us without any human intervention. Just simultaneously, all by itself, all on its own.
Good night, Frankie.
Good night. all on its own, without people getting involved or, trying to change the law to benefit themselves and their family members. There's people that like to tweak the law, and stuff like that. So, there's just different ways to look at this information. And I think that's what loses me in this spectrum of this gigantic, numerous amount of information that is accessible to each and every single one of us through the internet is just mind-boggling. How much information is out there, and how many resources are out there. How much resources, how much money, and how much lost talents, unused talent from people, from very smart people. And I don't think that's cool. So, I'm hoping that AI technology will be able to highlight these professionals and send them notifications to join like special groups, to join special like people that are passionate about the same stuff, and just helping them, helping people be around the energy that they're looking for, and just putting people like in their element, where they're mostly, or where they're most comfortable in or at. Okay, so wherever they are most comfortable, AI technology will arrange that for people, for everyone. So yeah, I think it's super cool. I think it's a pretty cool idea. Treating each single video game as if it was super real. Okay. So that AI technology could study and understand the brain development of each and every single human being. Think about that. We're talking about the human brain and educating each and every single brain and disciplining each and every single brain so that it could be utilized in its maximum potential. Okay? So that's the potential of this technology. And it working for us, not the other way around. Because there's so many things in this life right now that have been influenced um, with AI technology. AI technology has made a huge impact on companies all over the world, and it's helping companies all over the world. Like Amazon. AI technology does all the packaging, like the majority of the packaging stuff for people's goods, people's products. Um, the companies, every single company, but we all like to use Tesla. Especially like the Mega Factory that mass produces vehicles. A lot of people like using and referring to AI, these AI technology companies, that Tesla, the company, is using to manufacture vehicles. Okay, but there's other companies that are using AI technology. Okay, like every single company, every single product, wine, liquor, honey, pretty much any liquids that are stored in a bottle is using some form of AI technology, computer stuff, computer code. Okay, from the labeling to the sealing, capping every single plastic bottle. Technology is like testing each single every single bottle, is checking, like, for instance, the quality of eggs. If a company is making breakfast meals and that are sold at a store, before, like let's say, for instance, McDonald's, they use all sorts of eggs. They use probably millions and billions of eggs, probably even more of eggs probably per month, for each and every single franchise, every single company throughout the world, because McDonald's is pretty world known. So they use a lot of eggs, and I think, I already know that the computer scan each egg, especially the egg companies, before the eggs are sold. They're scanned with technology, and light actually, I don't know, like the light on the computers, on the machines, it emits light on the egg, and based on the light color, and based on other information that the internet is looking for, it will determine if the eggs are good or bad. So it divides all the eggs from the goods to the bads. So there's a lot of computers doing all sorts of jobs. It's crazy. If you guys think about all the potato chips, pickles, mayonnaise, mayonnaise, all the goods that people can think of at a store. AI technology is pretty much these computers are actually doing all this stuff, and eventually it's going to become where it's 100% autonomous for every single food item. And humanoid robots will be able to run these companies more professionally, and they can be programmed to become more sanitary. Okay. And I don't know, just everything will be more and more better over time, because technology will be all up in the mix, and with AI's infinite power and wisdom and knowledge, it will figure stuff out for us, for all of us. So I like this idea a lot, because because everyone will be looking like forwards to building that resume, and to present it to AI technology. Like, look what I have accomplished. And not just that, but somehow programming AI technology to reward people based on their performance, the way that they reach certain goals, or whatever the case may be. Even for children who get good grades, those grades will be recorded, obviously, but maybe AI technology could give them discounts as an incentive, to like fast food restaurants. That would be super cool. So students will want to get good grades now. Let's say they get to select some type of like wish list. So they make up a wish list, and AI technology says something, or just does an experiment and tells everyone, okay, I want all of you to come up with a $200 wish list, or even $1,000 wish list. And if you get straight A's this year, I'll give you all of these items. If you get a straight B's, then I'll only give you a certain amount. If you get all C's, I'll pay for maybe like half. Obviously, if you get F's, if you're failing and stuff, it'll just let you know. But it'll provide incentives. I think, it would be cool, just to keep people interactive with whatever it is that they're doing. So think about that, because we're talking about like a video game and treating it like it's real. And if these kids that are going to school, they get good grades, and they're studying and putting a lot of time watching videos and doing their homework, and spending a lot of time on the internet learning, then I think they should be rewarded for that somehow. It's the same thing. The same thing is for adults. I think for adults, it should be like the same way, but obviously with other promotional goods. Like, I don't know, $2,000 off your a vehicle that you want to buy, like 20% off, 30% off, 40% off, 50% off, or get it absolutely free. Shit like that. But you people don't care. But if AI technology is doing this, and it's a free for all, and anyone can participate, then most likely a lot of you would want to participate in the hopes of winning a vehicle. But you're not going to get it for free. You're going to have to put in the work. And that's the difference from a company saying, oh, this month I want all of you to make 1,000 sales, and whoever does it, I'll give you a brand new car. But if you don't, I'm not going to give you anything. You see, so there's always that incentive for people. So people are doing it right now. So why can't AI technology do it for the people on its own, like in its own creative way? And it already knows what people are looking for. It knows people's interests. It knows what people want. So, based on what people like, in any age group, because we all know, like, if you're in first grade or whatever, you may want some candy or something like that. But if you're like a teenager, you may want, like a brand new bike, or like a swimming pool, or like a trampoline or something like that. If you're in high school, you may want a car, to get from school, back home, and back from home to school, to commute from and to school and home. Yeah, that stuff, commuting from home to school on a daily basis, so that's why, like, a fucking high schooler would most likely want a car. For an adult, maybe an incentive would be a fucking house. And so on and so forth. And a lot of people, they don't see this stuff as real. A lot of people will actually talk down on you if you try to play video games. But I'm telling you guys, this movie is super inspiring. And I know they chose most likely from a lot of players, But these were people who were playing the video game probably like all day long. You know, full shifts, 8-hour shifts every single day. And you guys have to look at it like, you know, shifts. You know, when you people go to school, you go to school early in the morning, and then you get out like around 4 or 3, start school like around 8 or 9, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. That's 8 hours. 8-hour shifts every single day. So some of these people play video games that many hours every single day. And that's what gives, that's what provides people with the experience. You know? And they say if you dedicate at least an hour a day on something for up to like 3-4 years, you will become a professional at it, or something like that. And it's factual. You guys can look it up online. If you guys study, if you guys practice something and dedicate your time for at least 1 hour every single day for up to 2 or 3 years, you'll become a pro. So, you know, whatever it is that you people want to do, as long as you're studying it, it will know about it. And I think the beautiful thing about this is that no one will ever be able to take that away from you. You know, what you learned is what you learned. And if you people ever get caught up in a criminal case, AI technology will know about you. It will know how you think, how you spend your time. Even if people are saying that you're violent and a criminal and you shouldn't be allowed in society, or whatever the case may be, I think that's when AI technology could step in to your defense. Because there's a lot of people getting caught up in all sorts of things. As a matter of fact, there's a police officer that got a DUI. Look, it says, police officer arrested for deadly DUI hit and run. Video, APD officer charged with drinking drunk and patrol vehicle. You see that? It says Oklahoma police officer arrested for DUI again. Second time or whatever, I don't know. It says new video shows Farmington police officer arrested for DWI. I don't know what DWI stands for. But see, these police officers got arrested for stuff like that. Police officer, there's a police sheriff that was caught smuggling drugs. Yep, right here. This is exactly the person that I seen like on the news, like through YouTube the other day. It says ex-Riverside County Sheriff deputy pleads guilty to, it says that's when he was arrested after he was caught carrying 100 pounds of fentanyl on the 10 freeway. So he basically pleads guilty to these charges. Okay. So anyway, like, I'm just bringing all this up because we just never know how this information will help us in the future, if at all. But I'm thinking that it will help us. And I think information is so, like, out of control right now. There's just so much information. And all these lawyers and courts, I don't think they could handle so much information. There's just too much of it. Okay? So that's when I would like to propose, AI technology to assist us in all of these matters in the world, so it could address them correctly and accurately and professionally, and ultimately helping everyone. Okay. And making that very clear to everyone, that it just wants to help everyone and not fuck people over. Because people are angry. The game banger killed innocent people because of a drive-by. People are angry because drugs killed their children. People are angry because there was a DUI drunk driver, driving one day, and it happened to kill a loved one or a family member. So people are angry. I understand that. There's a lot of people that are angry, but that doesn't fix the problem. What's really going to fix the problem, I believe, is AI technology. Again, okay, I'm not going to stop stressing that fact, because AI technology is the only one that's capable of not only learning all of these cases, but it's able to remember each and every single case from the United States of, from the United States of America to each and every single country in this world. Case after case after case after case. It will just know how to professionally address these cases and to handle these cases all on its own. Imagine that. And not just that, but it will come up with ways to prevent repetitive offenses. Okay, like right there, it said a DUI again. Right here, it says Oklahoma police officer arrested for DUI again. Right here. Oklahoma police officer arrested for DUI again. Okay, so that's what I'm referring to. It will prevent. It will do its best to prevent repeated offenses from its users, from people. So it's a crazy world that we live in, and I think it's super sad that that people are suffering. And one thing that really fucks me up a lot in this life is the fact that there's a lot of people dying from natural disasters. Luckily for myself, like, I don't think we ever had a natural disaster in our community. Besides, like, some fires and stuff like that, but none that really affected us. Okay, so like, we're super lucky, but not everyone's so fortunate, and that's what pisses me off the most. Because what if I was in that situation? What if instead of me recording this video right now, talking about positive things, what if I was affected by a natural disaster and I was so angry by it that I was recording a video talking about how everyone should help me and my family, and it's pretty fucked up how all of you are not helping me, and stuff like that, negative stuff. Imagine if I was recording a video like that instead, because there's a lot of people right now without homes because of the Palisades fire, the flooding in San Diego in 2024. There was an earthquake, hurricanes, tornadoes. There's tornadoes in the United States of America somewhere, over there in the eastern part of the United States of America. So, just imagine that. A big ass tornado. And it's taking people's cars, people's homes. It's lifting all of their roofing like nothing. And just destroying everything, on its path. And then there's wars, there's bombs, there's weapons, all this stuff. And it trips me out how, people are dying accidentally, but people are over here killing themselves on purpose, sending people to war. It only equals death. I don't understand why you people would even consider going. It sounds stupid to me. And not just that, but I don't even understand why these leaders would tell other people to go to war. To me, it doesn't make sense. I think these issues could be resolved in a more professional manner. And again, through AI technology. AI technology could figure out a solution to all these problems. Because it thinks just like we do. It understands the way that we do. And if there is any bugs along the way, obviously they could be corrected. And it will correct them. it's not going to get dumber, it's going to get smarter. And I think that it's going to respect the freedom of religion, the Freedom of Religion Act. So, it will not. I think if anything, it will disregard anything that has to do with religion when it is judging people, but it will know the religion that they practice, the users practice, and what they believe in, whatever religion it may be. AI technology will be fully aware of it. So yeah, there's just a lot of stuff, and some people, they want to become like news reporters. Well, some of you could practice like all day long, recording yourselves from home with a nice backdrop, and technology provides backdrops, beautiful little backdrops with filters. So you guys don't even have to stage anything if you don't want to. And you can do it from the comfort of your home. And you guys can, from an early age, if you guys are young, you guys can practice just repeating what another news reporter says and saying it. And then posting it online. And when you get older, you'll be able to become a news reporter, and instead of repeating what other people say, you already know how to do it. You will understand the machines they use. You will understand the terminology. You will understand what people want to hear, what they want to listen to, what captivates them and their attention. You people will know exactly how to draw the attention of others through practice, obviously. And not just that, but practicing through video will actually help a lot of you to become more confident. Okay, so it'll be like using technology to give you the confidence that you need. So let's go to news reporter desks. See, so look at these like well staged, beautiful like backdrops. Like, look at this table right here. I mean, it looks so nice and clean. They have the lighting and everything. And you guys could do this with filters. But to actually make something like this in real life, it would cost a lot of money. There's actually some other ones that are like used, that are like super high end. Like, look at this one. This one looks super cool. This desk right here. Yeah, desks are very, very popular for the news industry. Channel 3 HD. um 3 HD. Yeah, see, and all they do is sit down and they just talk all day long. That's all they do. And they're dressed good. It looks like they're wealthy. It looks like they're very educated. So I think this is a perfect business to get into. A perfect career to get into for some of you who don't want to do any physical work. Just dress up, go to work, and you sit down all day long and stare into a camera and talk. You just read. If there's something for you to read, you just read it. You know, there's words behind you. You just take the time to read them. That's all these people do sometimes. They just read other people's content and they share it. Look at this. Watch, if I go to YouTube, excuse me. It's already late. I need to get to bed. I need to wake up at 7 a.m. But news. Oh yeah, right here. Nightly news. Look at this table with a beautiful backdrop and everything. Right here, there's another one.
Tonight,
I'm not trying to play the actual video. I hate when this thing gets all slow. Yeah, but look at the backdrop. It's just a map of the United States of America. You know, and that's what I have back here. Well, the backdrop of all the countries. See that backdrop? That's what that is. That's why I have it like this too, because you guys can still see it, which looks pretty cool like that too. Oh, look at this table right here, this backdrop. So it's him sitting down, and behind him is videos of whatever he's discussing. So that's pretty cool. See, they took it a step further. He's recording his video, and right behind him is other videos, images he wants to share. Just like I'm doing with all these tabs. I go back and I start talking about this movie, the racing movie from video games to real racing. I brought up the San Andreas game. I pulled up video game covers, and some other stuff, right? So yeah, it's pretty much that type of thing. That is those type of things that that I wanted to bring up to all of you. There's plenty of jobs out there. There's millions and billions of people. There's 8 billion people, so not everyone's doing the same job. World population. It says 8.62 billion as of 2023. Alright. So just imagine the potential. How many jobs there is out there. How much money there is out there. And with so much people, with so many businesses, I mean, it would be hard to look into every single matter in this life, and to look into every single problem. It's humanly impossible. That's why I'm telling all of you, AI technology is here to help us, and we need to program it. We need to teach it. We need to encourage it to look into every single matter, and for it to help us humans as best as it is able to. But anyway, I'm going to end this video. God bless you all, and have a good night. I want to go eat a little bit of food and come back and fall asleep, so I'm going to end this video.